Hey everyone, it's Zach. So today's video is a little bit more of a walk and talk because there's a lot of issues going on with the National Association of Realtors and other top brokerages. So I felt it's more to just have a candid, open mic discussion about what's going on. I know there's a lot of agents that are on edge or kind of confused of all these different lawsuits with the National Association of Realtors. So I want to kind of cover a highlight of what's going on, and more in depth today, I want to cover my true feelings as far as these local associations, the state associations, the MLS systems, and everything that I feel as a broker of over 270 agents. What are my thoughts going into all these different NAR updates that are quickly evolving around us? Well, there's a lot that goes into the lawsuits, and this is just one tiny piece, but part of that is relaying the correct way of how commission works. And for so long, it's been misinterpreted or misconveyed as far as how commission is paid out. Oftentimes, buyer's agents have said, it's free to use me, when it's really not. When you think about it, a homeowner hires a brokerage to list their house for them. And that listing brokerage can decide, I'm going to split part of this commission to a buying brokerage for bringing a buyer. Now, the listing agent or the owner is paying that brokerage, and the buyer ultimately is paying that full purchase price, which is made up of the commission. So it's not free, and so they have adjusted that where you can no longer say that. But these lawsuits continue one step further. It's often thought that there's standard rates in commission, and that's not true. Everything is fully negotiable. You could list a house for 5%, 6%. You could list a house for $1 and do it for your friend. You could list it for free. That's the whole point of commission and being hired as a professional. It is 100% fully negotiable. Same goes to the buyer's agent and what you offer them. Some MLS systems or different brokerages have required that you pay a buyer's agent. These lawsuits look to clear that up to again point out that commission is always, every single scenario, 100% negotiable. So you don't have to offer a commission to a buyer's agent. That's what these lawsuits are trying to create, more clarity in the industry. Now, the second part, this is more what I want to get into, is these massive brokerages, Remax, Redfin, Anywhere, which owns Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's. These massive brokerages are starting to pull back from the National Association of Realtors. They're now stating it is not required to be a NAR member. But here is how the current system is set up, and this is oftentimes not talked about. So here's how the current system works that nobody truly tells you. So you become a real estate agent, and you do that by taking all your education that's required by the state. You pass the state test, you apply with them, and they give you a license. That means legally you can now help people buy or sell real estate. But it doesn't stop there, because think about it. If you want to see all the homes listed available on the market, maybe you want to pull different documents, seller's disclosures, compensation agreements. Maybe you want to see if a buyer's agent commission is offered. Where would you go? The MLS. But the state and the MLS and these associations have nothing to do with each other, and the state could care less about all these MLS and associations. But here's why I think change is needed. So you as a real estate agent with the state, you're fully licensed, you're legal, you can help anybody buy or sell. But if you want to get access to all that data, you should probably join the MLS. And most brokerages are MLS brokerages and they're realtor brokerages. And here's why they're both. Because in order to join most MLS systems, not all, but most of them, in Tennessee, every single one requires it. That in order for you to pay monthly and join the MLS, you have to also be a realtor. Now, guess who owns a lot of the MLS systems or gets kickbacks or residuals for selling this MLS product? The realtor associations. So that's why they require that in order to join the MLS, you also have to be a realtor, because they're essentially double dipping. They're getting part of the money from the monthly fees for the MLS. Most of them are 40 to 45 bucks a month. And then they're getting annual association dues because they require that. And now you're paying around $550 annually to have the term realtor. The problem with this structure that an agent has to pay for at least one of the associations that the brokerage is a part of. And again, we're part of these associations because we want to have access to the MLS. But here's why that's a problem. So as we continue to expand our brokerage, again, the brokerage is licensed and active to help anybody in the state. But the current system is set up as a pay for play. As you want to keep expanding in different regions, you have to keep paying for more MLS systems, more associations. The Chattanooga Association, I'm going to be candid with them. It was $3,500 to join as a new brokerage. That is astronomical. That was the largest expense out of any of the other associations. $2,500 of that was an MLS application. Truly, to take our name and input it into the database as a new office, they charged $2,500. These costs are mind-blowing. Or the Memphis Area Association, I'm gonna be candid in this video, like I said, they charge Realtor members $100 to transfer your license from one brokerage to another within their association. But it has nothing to do with the state. The state of Tennessee charges $25 in a one-page form to transfer from ABC Realty to our company. That's it. But why are these associations also taxing agents? Why are we then charging them to move their license? Here's my final thoughts with this. So I've looked at NAR's budget proposals and what they're spending money on. They bring in over $220 million a year in gross revenue. They spend so much money on political campaigning, sending it off to different politicians. They spend $125,000 on plants at their Chicago office. They spend $1.5 million on furniture at one office. They have a $90 million cash reserve just sitting there. So this massive lobbying company that we're mandated to pay dues to, does it have our best interest in heart? I think what needs to change going forward, just as buyer's agent commissions are starting to be truly negotiable, what you're being offered as a buyer agent, if anything, same thing needs to go with the MLS systems. Because as the broker, I've been able to peek behind the curtains. These MLS systems are oftentimes owned by the local associations. So they are double dipping. They are mandating that you have to join the local board in order to get access to the MLS. And if you don't, which our case we've seen as a brokerage, is let's say we come end of year and everybody has to pay their local dues, and if they don't at one specific local association, they start sending all these threatening emails. We're gonna kick out your entire brokerage. Well, why would you do that? Or they say, we're gonna report you to the local MLS and your entire office is gonna lose access. That doesn't seem like a very transparent, open, inviting system that we currently have. I think what needs to change is that these MLSs need to make it optional to be a realtor. It should not be a double dipping effect that they can charge for the MLS and then also charge to be a local realtor. It needs to be optional. Hey, if I just want to join the MLS and list properties because that's where every real estate agent is going, then let me just pay for that. If I want to get access to the state realtor forms and contracts, then let me go ahead and pay for my realtor dues. But there's also other agents out there that are part-time. Maybe they just are helping friends or family. Maybe they have a full-time job and they just want to refer out clients. So they could be a referral agent. They don't need to be a realtor. They don't need to join the MLS. We need to stop mandating all this different stuff and allow choice. Allow these agents to actually choose what they need. Because with the state, they're perfectly legal. But then you have to pay all this money to be part of the club. And it's set up currently as a pay-for-play system. You may work in Middle Tennessee, you may have a client that wants to go look in Chattanooga, but it's gonna be very hard to find MLS information because you're not a part of that. So either you gotta pay to join that MLS, or you have to use third-party consumer sites. Either all these MLSs need to start consolidating. We have 12 in the state of Tennessee. We could have 3, Middle, East, and West. We could have the current system with 12, and they all need a data share with each other. So we could see what other listings are out there in these different MLS systems. There's other MLS systems like the Upper Cumberland Association of Realtors. Has only 600 people a part of it. They said I would have to pay $1,500 application fee in order to join as a new office, plus all the normal MLS dues. This isn't a good system currently, and I'm going to continue to fight for agents. They need a better system. They need to avoid a pay-for-play. I want every agent to have the best chance of success, and we don't do that by forcing them to do things that they don't understand or don't want to do. So again, I'm using this video. I don't know how many views it's going to get, but at least I can voice my opinion that I think we need to go to a more optional situation. We need to fight for these real estate agents. We need to fight for change. We need to make the industry better. And that's what we're doing here at Zach Taylor Real Estate in particular. Over 270 agents. We just passed 2.5 years in the industry. We're going to continue to fight for agents every single day. And I hope that you do too. Share this video with your fellow agents and help them see the light, see the change, and let's all create something wonderful in this industry.